TrueCloud, and welcome to this edition of TrueCloud Conversations, a series of bite-sized topics revolving around cloud computing. Our topic today is the key drivers behind the rapid adoption of cloud-based solutions today. And so let me invite TrueCloud CEO Dave Rice to join me to start the conversation. Dave?
Thanks, Russ. Hi, everyone. Maybe the best place to start this conversation is to talk a little bit about a definition for cloud computing, since so many people want to know what it is. Cloud computing is a model for enabling convenient, on-demand network access to a shared pool of configurable computing resources, be they network, servers, storage applications, or services. Now, this definition specifies that the provisioning of cloud computing requires minimal management effort or service provider interaction, which is critical in understanding the difference between cloud computing as a service offering versus traditional on-premises offerings. In a broad sense, practically everyone is encountering the cloud nowadays as either a business professional or as a consumer. So everything from Google Apps or Google Mail to business systems like Salesforce.com or NetSuite, even Facebook and LinkedIn or the kids game we're all familiar with, World of Warcraft, are all examples of the cloud.
So why is it, Dave, that so many businesses today are choosing to migrate their core systems from traditional on-premises environments, or in some cases even hosted solution models, into the cloud itself? Great.
So, Russ, there's a series of what I'll call drivers for the change. And let's start with the first one, affordable, feature-rich capabilities that are delivered over the web. Today, honestly, the public network is reliable enough and secure enough to run mission-critical systems that reside in the cloud and are attended to by skilled IT professionals for a single monthly subscription cost, and it's almost like taking advantage of a cable television service. The features and functions of these complete systems are comparable to those of the large traditional enterprise systems, including e-commerce, CRM, ERP, and financials, except that they're more affordable and frankly, a lot easier to use. Next is this concept of ubiquitous access. And what we'd say here is that, honestly, when it comes right down to it, a cloud service can be accessed, and the only requirement is an internet-connected computer with a web browser. Whether you have employees that telecommute, or work from home, any form of a remote sales force, part-timers, could be onshore, offshore, whatever the requirement is, they can all have real-time access to these applications without any extensive setup or any complex attention given to a secure arrangement. Then comes the third proposition, a much lower total cost of ownership. A cloud-based software application delivery model means companies can forego the initial purchasing of software and hardware, as well as the ongoing labor investment in favor of renting these services on a pay-as-you-go basis. So as a result, they can avoid the recurring cycle of upgrading and replacing the technology, as demand for additional computing power makes old hardware obsolete, and new software upgrades require revisions and new releases. These types of an ongoing maintenance and support activities are transferred to the cloud service provider, so they're no longer the burden of a business. Reduced implementation time and cost is a key element to a cloud-based service offering. Converting a business system to a cloud-based software application delivery model in most cases is taking significantly less implementation time and cost than in the past. The software is already loaded on remotely accessible high-performance hardware in state-of-the-art data centers that are manned on a 24/7 basis, and all of that is already in place on day one. Businesses don't have to engage in traditional IT system conversion activities like software installation or new platform environments or hardware burn-in issues for new products. Instead, often with the help of a solution provider, the use of pre-configured implementation templates really dramatically accelerates the implementation cycles.
In fact, Dave, we have an example of a client we deployed an entire ERP solution for in about 6 weeks. Is that right?
From start to finish, Russ, and that even included the very difficult process, ordinarily I would say difficult process in the past of doing data cleanup and data normalization.
Excellent.
I'd like to talk a second about the characteristic we're finding in these cloud-based applications, which is amazing reporting capabilities that can span an entire business. Many of these systems come equipped with secured role-based dashboards that provide real-time information in the form of key performance indicators. So really everybody in an enterprise, from the CEO or the owner-operator of a company, right through to the frontline employees, have access to actionable information and data. These report engines are fully configurable with extensive out-of-the-box end-user capability, and in most cases replace the need for a data warehouse or a business analytics engine of some sort, or for that matter, a specialized IT resource that can write you a batch report every time you think you need one. Our customers are repeatedly telling us that this has dramatically changed the way they're looking at their business and the productivity of their employees, as well as aiding their customers and their vendors with better information sources. Variable costs actually become fixed costs in cloud models. Software application delivery models are all-encompassing, as I mentioned before. They're pay-as-you-go or rental fee-based, which really turns IT costs that in the past were variable in nature into predictable fixed payment streams. And this new paradigm means that the services provide companies with the expertise of an IT staff as part of that fixed fee. And that's a whole range of IT services which in the past you could say were unpredictable and unscheduled. There were costly surprises and uncontrollable events every time capacity came into play. In the new paradigm, with so many of the responsibilities residing with the provider and covered by the fixed fee, a business can literally manage its IT costs simply by addressing the number of user licenses that are needed to operate the business. Which really leads me to one of the real key points: on-demand scalability. Now, cloud-based software application delivery models, for all intent and purposes, provide customers with unlimited growth and scalability. These cloud-based business applications are engineered to take advantage of virtualized hardware so that workloads can be divided across many servers as opposed to just one in the past. And these solutions can provide that form of scalability without the need for a customer to sink more capital into advancing hardware and platform devices. There's no unnecessary investment if it turns out that a business didn't adequately forecast their hardware performance in terms of capacity demand. In a cloud model, that's a simple matter of adjusting the number of user licenses that are required over time. The obvious next one is really reducing IT salary and management. And it's clear here, if you don't need an IT organization in any traditional sense, then clearly the need for database administrators, systems administrators, and IT management that are traditionally required can be largely eliminated from this model, and therefore the cost can be reduced. And then finally, I'd like to talk about the proposition of how all of the elimination of this clutter leads to a very important outcome. Strategic projects and initiatives can now be moved front and center. Organizations really spend too much time in the past on IT budgets and maintenance costs and things that take us away from the main event, which is running our business.
Thanks, Dave. I think those are all great points as to why we're seeing the major shift that we are seeing. Thanks to all of you that have listened in today. As I mentioned earlier, we'd love to have you get involved in the conversation. And to do that, you can give us a call, email us, follow us on Twitter or Facebook, or comment on Dave's blog. And the best way to access all those tools are from our website at www.truecloud.com. Thanks again.